It's important to honor our veterans because they deserve recognition for all the sacrifices that they've made for the country.
I think it's important to honor our veterans because they are performing great acts and the ultimate sacrifice just to protect us and our country, and not just them, but I think it's important to honor their families as well because their families go through the time of being without them, but they know it's the right thing to do, so they go through it all themselves, and it's just hard on everybody and the soldiers themselves, so I think it's important that we honor both them and their families.
I think it's important to honor our veterans because they risk their lives overseas and to protect us, to protect our freedom, and to give us our rights as Americans.
The men and women in our armed forces give up their time, comfort, and sometimes their lives to protect our freedom and what matters to us the most.
Well, I believe it is important to honor our veterans is to say thank you to them. Thank you for serving our country, for protecting our freedoms, for your courage and your patriotism. Your fellow Americans are forever grateful to you for your service and your sacrifice that you have made for us and for this great country.
I believe it's important that we honor our veterans because these are the people who have voluntarily sacrificed a part of their lives to keep America, America. And for that, they deserve our continued thanks, our honor, and our respect.
I would like to honor my dad, Doug Garner, who is a Master Chief in the Navy, because he is everything to me and he served in Afghanistan for over 2 years.
I'd like to honor my father, Tech Sergeant Leonard Husband of the United States Air Force. From 1986 to 1995, he was active duty. From then, in 1996 to 2007, he went into the reserves. But when 9/11 happened, he became active for 1 more year. From then, he's been in the National Guard from 2007 up until today. He's currently stationed in Martinsburg Air Force Base in West Virginia.
I would like to honor my father because he served overseas in Iraq, in Baghdad. He was a captain, and he was in the Signal Corps, which means they are responsible for the communication between everyone else in the military.
Today I'd like to honor my dad. He has served 10 years active duty, and he's currently a commander in the Navy Reserves. He's my hero, and I love him so much for all that he's done for me. So I'd like to honor him today.
So today I want to honor my nephew, First Lieutenant Robert A. Seidel III. Robbie was born on October the 27th of 1986, and he was killed in action on May 18th of 2006. He graduated in the year of 2000 from Catoctin High School and always wanted to go to West Point. After graduating from West Point, he went on to become airborne and an air assault qualified and earned his Ranger tab. He was an infantry platoon leader with the 2nd Battalion, 22nd Infantry Regiment, 10th Mountain Division out of Fort Drum, New York. Robin's unit was deployed to Iraq in August of 2005, and on May 18th of 2006, while he was on patrol with his Humvee, he hit an improvised explosive device where Robbie and 3 of his men were killed, and their interpreter were also killed. Robbie had a lot of awards and decorations. He lived by the motto, duty, honor, and country. My nephew Robbie wrote this poem right before he was killed while he was stationed in Iraq, and it's called Tribute to My Father. He would watch us with his eyes filled with worry and pride, 2 sons of my father, my brother and I. Deep down we knew he would always be there to protect us and shield us from all life's despair. And as we've grown older, I know he must yield to a duty that only a father must feel, to watch over his sons through their grown to be men and to offer us guidance every now and again. And I know he must ask of the Lord as he prays, "Watch over my boys if today is my day." Now cloaked in the darkness of a soft desert sky, I feel a strange likeness between my father and I. For now I'm a father to 30 young men, related only through the blood that we've shed. And they look up to me to lead them through the fight, for we know not what awaits us this cold desert night. But I vowed to protect them and bring them all home, so may I find strength in the courage they've shown. And like my father, I ask the Lord as I pray, watch over my boys if today is my day.
Today I would like to honor two active duty military personnel. The first is my daughter, Lieutenant Colonel Rachel Ott Chancey. Rachel graduated from Greencastle Antrim High School in 1998 and joined the United States Air Force in May of 2002. She is currently stationed in Florida. She works with the intelligence branch of the military. She has served all over the United States. And her husband, David Chancey, is a major, and he serves with logistics, also in Florida. And he joined the Air Force in 1997.
I was in the U.S. Air Force from 1979 to 2002. I had three main jobs while I was in the Air Force. My first job, I was a missile systems maintenance specialist. I repaired the air-to-air missiles that were carried by the F-15 fighters. I was stationed at Bitburg Air Base, Germany. My second assignment, I was a telemetry specialist. I worked on the EC-135 aircraft. We tracked satellites, we tracked missiles. It was part of a test organization. I was stationed with that group at Wright-Patterson, Ohio, and Edwards, California. My last assignment was as a first sergeant for the 10th Intelligence Squadron at Langley Air Force Base. I think it's important for both veterans and non-veterans. The longer it has been since I left the military, the more important it is when people come up and thank me. It means so much more to me today than it did then. It gives me a time to think back of a part of my life that was very important to me, and it brings back very good memories. It's also important for young people. I think when we honor veterans, younger people see that the military is a very honorable profession, and it may cause many to pursue the military as a career. I'd like to honor my dad. He was in the U.S. Army. He was World War II era. And my brothers Larry and Paul, who were in, Larry was in the Air Force and Paul was in the Marines. Larry served in the Mediterranean and Paul served at Guantanamo Bay and in Southeast Asia.
I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt